police 4 times. The country didn't want me there. On the 4th time, they tried to kill me. The first time I tried to go, I was trying to celebrate my 12-year wedding anniversary. COVID struck. A couple years later, tried again, got stuck in an ice storm in Dallas. Third time I tried to go, instead of visiting police, I visited a courtroom. My marriage was ending. The 4th time I went, last March, I took my 3 kids, 11, 13, 15. It was the first international trip, me and the 3 kids, solo dad. When we landed and the wheels touched down, I was that guy, the guy that claps. I was excited. I was so excited. I was glad to be doing this trip with them. First day, we went to Caye Caulker. It's an island off the coast. And my son, Tigo, 11, said, "Hey Dad, can we go do some fishing?" He loved to fish, big hobby of his. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's go rent a double kayak. I'll do the paddling, you can fish off the back. So we did all that and we headed north. We spent the day paddling in and out of the mangroves and watching the sailboats go by. And we had a blast. We took a lot of great pictures, no fish, but we had a wonderful time. On the way back, we were heading back to shore, hungry, ready to get some food, and we see a boat coming our way. She goes like, hey Dad, that boat's coming right at us. It's all right, son. I mean, he's got time to adjust, no big deal. 100 yards later, it's still coming at us. Hey! I start screaming, but there's no way it's gonna hear me. I realize when I look at the boat, I can't see the captain. He's full throttle. He's not looking over the front. And if I can't see him, he can't see us. 50 yards. Tigo, we're gonna have to jump. Tigo, jump! I made sure he cleared the water, make sure he's out of the boat first. Then I jumped right behind him. Next thing I know, the boat was bearing down on top of me. And at that moment, I had 2 choices. Go under or around. I chose under. The boat clipped me in the back of the head. He stepped and pushed me to the side, thankfully. Had I gone under, the prop would have killed me. Tigo got pulled out of the water by the captain, who then pulled me face down in the water, head bleeding. Rushed us back to shore, got us on a puddle jumper back to the mainland, and I spent that night in the hospital, alone, with one nurse who actually fell asleep that night. She woke me up with her snoring. My kids had to stay with a Belizean family that they had never met before, a night they will never forget. That night, I realized there was something I had to do that I've been meaning to do for many months. So with my waterlogged phone with just a few bars left, I called my girlfriend Emerald and I left her a message and I said, "Hey, I almost died today. And I wouldn't want to go without telling you I love you." The next day, got released from the hospital. Thankfully, just a fractured skull, no internal bleeding. I felt okay. Continue the vacation. Everybody on the island knew who I was. So I had to go back the next day to the Belizean jail where the captain of the ship had been spending overnight. I gave him a urine test they wanted to make, and they gave me a choice. When I walked in, the captain came up and gave me a big hug. I was not ready for that at all. He's like, he apologized. He said, "I'm sorry, I'm glad you're okay." And the police captain said, "You have 2 choices. Either you press charges or you settle with the family on the spot." Wow. I chose mercy. I settled with the family. And to this day, I keep in touch with them. They sent me photos of their kids' graduation last year. I used to think that I needed to go to Belize to save my marriage. And then I realized I needed to go to survive it. And to finally get the courage again to say, I love you.